Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning, everybody. Oh no, the camera, it's not working correctly. Let's fix the camera, guys. Hold on a second. Where's my sources? Webcam. Come on. There we go. How's it going? How's it going, guys? Do I want to have the camera over here again today? Let's put the camera over here again today. How's that look? Huh? Move it up a little bit because it's much lower. How's that? You doing good? All right. So today is tough, I think. If we look at the 30-minute charts here, I'll make this big. We look at the 30-minute charts. The E-mini had a really good run yesterday. Pretty much new closing high, not new all-time high, but new closing high. Overnight, they've pulled back a little bit, and they're back to balance. We could see some continued strength. They could continue moving up. But in Treasuries are also moving up and are having a decent uptrend themselves. And now we've come up to some levels here that you wouldn't think that we would be able to get to, but they have driven back the bears quite a bit. Here it is on a 5-year chart. There's a 5-year auction today. So that's going to be a critical thing as well. ZB. Here you can kind of see, and we're up above the bull bear zone, of course. It's just a really strong buying trend in Treasuries. So, show the right screen. I'm kind of thinking like, well, it's an auction day. I would prefer to buy, but it's too high. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. We're going to have to just kind of play it by ear. But maybe they sell it. I don't know. Look, so you see the 2 years trading up there. The whole thing is it's just kind of a crazy move up. It's kind of a crazy move up, folks. All right, well, let's pull up Discord here. Oops. Wasn't supposed to be like that. Not like this. There we go. All right. And by the way, good morning, IQ. Well, oops. How come it won't let me select that one? There we go. And how come I don't see? There we go. Good morning, Lucas. So I guess you missed my little start there, but because it is a 5-year Treasury auction today, I would favor buying, and because it is a Wednesday, I there's an increased probability of trends. However, this thing looks too high to me, so I'm a little unsure about what to make of it all. I certainly can't be buying it here. One thing that I will say also is that yesterday we were seeing, like, pretty good stack of bids below us. I'm not seeing that right now. So I'm a little suspicious that we might move up to 15 half or thereabouts and see some sort of a huge rate lock type iceberg, and then perhaps that's as far as we go. Definitely on the auction day, always look out for the really, really big icebergs. Um, but it's not behaving the way that it did yesterday when it trended up. And I was thinking about this the other day. I think it was because of a conversation that Heidi and a couple of the other people in Discord were having yesterday, talking about that perhaps because of the holiday and everything like that, that the dealers had a bunch of unfinished business, and that this was like the move yesterday was like a bunch of all of that business just kind of coming out all at once. And I was thinking, well, if the E-mini is on a really, really good run, and you know that you have to buy some treasuries, when do you do it? Well, if the E-mini is on a good run, you wait as long as you possibly can in the hopes that it goes lower. And so that would make sense to me, that then you would see all at once, they would buy all at once because they were waiting until the last second to do it. So there's an iceberg at 14 half that's pretty big. And we saw some stops there. See what happens. This is a really aggressive move. And yes, the curve is steepening. The knob in particular is steepening. The 2s and 10s is flattening, though. What's with that? Okay. So they're still stacked on at 14 half, and now there's some big iceberging going on at 14 as well. Just in case here, if that breaks through, I wanna hit into it. What's Donald Trump saying this morning? The Mueller report, despite being written by angry Democrats and Trump haters with unlimited money behind it, didn't lay a glove on me. I did nothing wrong. If the partisan Dems ever tried to impeach, I would first head to the U.S. Supreme Court. Not only are there no high crimes and misdemeanors, there are no crimes by me at all. All of the crimes were committed by Crooked Hillary, the Dems, the DNC, and dirty cops, and we caught them in the act. We waited for Mueller and won, so now the Dems look to Congress as a last hope. How would you take that to the Supreme Court? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Sorry. Sorry, Mr. Trump. That's not how it works. FYT is also flattening. Just very, very gentle, but yeah. That's just a lot of crazy happening, folks. Bookmark this one. Yeah, so I was listening to my video from yesterday, and I think that the volume and everything sounded pretty good. So to get it better, I would need to be a little bit closer to the microphone. So, but that's like the top of my list. Next thing is an arm that I can bring so that it's like right here, and a pop filter. Jeez, this is just a lot of contracts here, man. Boeing jumps 1.8% because lack of bad guidance is better than bad guidance. Okay. Okay, they took it. It goes off or back again. That was a little weird because it was like 7K and then I saw it was only 1,000. Hmm. It's decent. Okay, so there is a decent. I mean, if there's 5K at 14. I don't know if it's crazy. Oh, I think Lucas was talking about the volume. Yeah. See, I think it's a lot better when I'm closer, but then when it's closer, I actually have things turned up like a little bit too far. Yeah, he was talking about the volume, but the voice is much more full up here. When I'm back here, you get a little bit of the lazy Yeti microphone sound. Good morning, Uzi. They're still going. They're still going. I'm just not sure that this is something that I can be on board with. This just looks a little absurd to me. Just a little. But they are stacking now at 14 and 13.5. They absorbed a decent amount at 12.5 as well in the 2 years. The 2 years is really moving up. Went long at 15. They might go for that big offer at 16. Well, this thing that I got down here is definitely not happening, right? But I really don't understand why. I don't understand what's going on, to be honest. To be honest. And they're plowing through a lot of offers, too. Like, that's the thing. But to stop this, you're going to need more than a 10K iceberg, huh? Because they're just pushing and pushing and pushing. I wonder if we go to CNBC here and then we look at bonds. Nope, but they haven't said anything. Okay. If I look at currencies, 6G is not really moving. 6E is moving down. B slightly up. Oil kind of moving around a little bit. Not a ton. Let's add here gold, GC. What's GC doing? GC maybe moving up a little bit. E-mini coming back a little bit as well as we're moving up. That might be part of the impetus for this move, I guess, is the E-mini falling. So do they think that the E-mini is going to have like a really big tumble today? I don't know. If we took that theory yesterday, it was a loser. It was a real loser. So now 8,000 into 15. This is going to be an interesting one. Oh, I missed Lucas's comments here. I'd much rather be long at 14 half, to be honest. Sure. Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, this is a balance area. I would rather be long like 14, 13 half. But where was it? It was like between 14 and 14 half, there was a ton of volume too. So really, I really think that for me to be long, I would have had to have got 13 half or 14. Okay, so that was a 15K iceberg at 15 that they punched through. I hate the leap of faith I have to make to jump into trends. You never know if it's going to be one. Yeah, well, I guess maybe one thing that might, um, if I come over here, I don't know what the word is to say. I don't know how you'll react to this, but if I look here and I look at my VWAP bands, when we get to a third standard deviation above the VWAP bands, it's like way overbought. But when you look at this, it's just a steady trend up. It doesn't look like it doesn't actually look that crazy on from the VWAP band perspective, at least. And when you look at the cumulative delta as well, it's yeah, I don't know how much did this little move up take us? Oh, actually the amount here 35 to 51. So about 15,000 contracts long. And the spread's kind of doing who knows what. I don't know, man. Dennis, looking at Trump's attack on the Fed, there is some uncertainty about future pricing. Some may be looking for value to be buying bonds here. Technically, long bonds doesn't look as it did last week, yet it still looks pretty good. Modern monetary theory complicates everything, though. But doesn't seem to me like anybody serious buys into the modern monetary theory. That the only people that are talking about that are really crazy Democrats. Not really crazy, but like the very far left seem to be the only people that actually believe in that. I have yet to hear a serious central banker say that they think modern monetary theory is the bee's knees and that we should all be on board with it. It's just not. Dennis disagree. Trump wants to maintain low rates. Well, that's true. That is true. But, well, so let's do some research here. I think that we need to look at the Fed tool. Let's look at the Fed tool. Bring that down there. Hope you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah, that looks good. I think so. I think that looks okay. Okay. CMEgroup.com. FedWatch. Oh, I forgot that Bank of Canada had their thing this morning, didn't they? No, I never saw anything about that. Weird. Am I missing something? Hold on. Show me everything. Wednesday. Yes. So at 8 o'clock, we get the Bank of Canada Monetary Policy Report. So that's another thing. Not until 10 Eastern Time. Okay, yes. Yes. Okay, anyways. By the way, good morning, John. We were talking about you yesterday. Some people wanting to get in on your newsletter. You had those targets that you had in your newsletter yesterday were so good. It was so good. And we used that and it was great. I got a good one. So he says, I don't think so, as, in terms of if the Bank of Canada is part of why people are buying. Okay. Redirected you too many times. Do I need to open this in Chrome? Yeah. Okay. Let's open it in Chrome. Where is the trading interest rates? Fed Watch. Man, they're still going. So now they're hitting into 50.5, and there's a big iceberg there. Okay. So for the May 19th meeting, they are targeting 95% chance no rate change. That's 22.5 to 25, or 2.25 to 2.5. And then for the June, they are pricing in a 25% chance that they decrease, if I'm reading that right. We are at 22. We are at 2.25 to 2.5 right now, right? Bank of Canada can't really impact U.S. Treasury. I was like, oh, okay, sure. Okay, here's this one. 27% chance of a rate decrease. 37.4% chance of a rate decrease in September. Same with October. Okay, and then in December, they're saying it's almost 50-50, but they say there's only a 40% chance that we're going to be at the current interest rate or higher. $22.5 to 20. Yeah, that's current. 2.25 to 2.5. Now, and then January. So that just doesn't jive with me. I don't know. I think that they're too. This can't last. In my opinion, if the stock market continues to look strong, the Federal Reserve is going to have to look strong, and they might say, well, we'll hold things off, but we may still have to raise rates, but maybe we won't have to do it until, well, we thought maybe we would do it in December, but maybe now we would do it next year in the spring or something like that, you know? Like, it's just crazy to me that there's absolutely no probability in the CME Fed tool of raising. That seems crazy to me. What do you think? Zarif says U.S. does not need a new negotiating table. Agreement was the best deal we could achieve. Don't know who that is. Scottish First Minister Nicholas Sturgeon sounds rather displeased with the Brexit process, saying that Scotland's future may be best served by independence. That would be interesting. Okay, Zuruval. A number of Japanese lifters are out with FY plans, expecting increased unhedged foreign bond purchases. Tokyo, April 23rd. Japan's Meiji Yasuda Life Insurance Company plans to increase foreign bond holdings, and without currency hedges in the fiscal year through March 2020, more bullish headlines fueling bed sentiment. Okay. So a big buyer out there, that could definitely do it. Question I think a lot about. If the founders had known how powerful American party politics would become, how differently would they have designed the structure of American government in response? I don't know. It's a difficult question that I don't know the answer to because I think that the two-party system works really, really great, but the politics seem awfully screwed up right now, though, don't they? Bum, 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 ba-dum. See, there's 0% chance of hike all the way through to January of 2020, and equities are hitting new highs. This deserves a tweet. This deserves a tweet, folks. Who's gonna tweet? Them birds got woken up a little early, I think. It's a good find, Zulu Ball. We should give him a good 100% or a thumbs up. Not that one. I want the There we go. There we go. Somebody beat me to it. Okay, well, so here we are, 14 half 15. There has been 10K absorbed on the bid at 14 half. There are really thick bids at 14 and 13 half. Let's see if that 14 holds or not. If they go through it, they and this buying is real, they should be more than happy to absorb more contracts at 14. Since that seems to from a value perspective to be the area that is like below value. So if they just pull, then that would be a really key tell, I think. FX macro. Although Euro USD has been frustratingly range bound, we believe that the time is right to enter into a short, playing for a break to the downside. We offer 5 reasons why. 1. Europe is much more levered to the Chinese economy than the United States, and with the trade deal between the Chinese and the United States imminent, President Trump is more likely to pivot towards Europe. Aha. Euro USD is seasonally biased lower in May, and positioning is currently long in the Euro hour. Positioning indicator shows that all 3 segments of the market are long euros. Okay, so 14.5 goes offer. No pull in 14. Well, no unusual pulling in 14. 2K pulled off. That's pretty much going to be expected. That you can have about 1 to 2,000 pull any uptick or downtick. And not a whole lot hitting into it, and the 10-year not really, the 5-year not really saying that it's ready to hit into 14 even over there. UK political journalist Robert Peston reports Brexit compromise talks between Labour and the Conservatives are on the verge of collapse. And let's link that one into the Discord. Okay, so a few more I've hit into it at 14. But it goes bid. Okay, a few levels I think we could test this morning, starting with 147.01 to 03, followed by 147.09. If a move to the upside does not develop downside targets, 23 and 15. Woo. That's like way down there though. Like we're already almost past John's targets. That's funny. Oh, okay. So Futures Trader 71 is doing a webinar on micro indices, and it is going to be on Thursday, April 25th at 4:30 Eastern Time. Cool. I'll go sign up for that. Well, I went bid. It seems really slow up here. E-mini is pushing lower. Just by a little. I'm wondering if Ace already missed his short. Because that looks like that was your short right there. How surprising. Right. Yeah, Dennis commenting on the Brexit talks on verge of collapse. Washington and Beijing hope to finish a trade deal during next round of talks. Yay. Okay, so the twos had a big offer that's kind of toying around with everybody right now. German 10-year yield dips back below the 0% line. Okay. So we are seeing that buying in the Bund. Okay. Let's reset things here because I'm having a hard time seeing where we're coming from. Okay, but 14.5 did go offer again. I think they traded 15.5, but then you know what? I need to change this indicator here. It's putting these price markers on here that I don't want. Where is it? Price markers. There we go. Better. Yeah, where'd it go? There we go. Price markers. I also need to get rid of this so that the charts don't have this stupid thing across the top. I wish there was a way to just get rid of that. You know what I'm talking about? Where like on the charts in NinjaTrader, if you have an indicator on it, it tells you up in at the top what the indicators are. And that just takes up like a lot of space and junk, and it's really annoying. And the only way to get rid of it is to remove the labels from all of your indicators. 14.5 goes bid again. Good morning, Ace. How are we doing? Uzi says indecisive, and Ace says it looks like I missed a good short at 29.37. Oh, see, we were just talking about that. Where it's like, well, they're selling in the E-mini. I wonder if Ace missed his trade because it's always a short, almost always. Well, he's gone long a few times, but what are the circumstances that make you go long? This is just not doing what it should. Remove the labels and then set the default so you don't have to do it every time. Yeah. It's really annoying. Like it would be okay if it was just like if I have a spread indicator on here, if all it said was, knob, if I put the label on it, I show you over here, you know, this part right here where it's saying calculating right now, if I just was able to get it to say this is the knob, that would be okay. But it doesn't do that. You get this big long thing that takes up like half the chart and covers up your chart. And then there's this down here, the Ninja Trader LLC down at the bottom right corner. I don't want that overlaying over top of my indicator. At the very least, I should be able to change the color of that to make it less prominent or make it transparent or something. Okay, so Lucas did take off his buy that he bought at 15. We're getting in this range quite a bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 ticks in the range. There we go. See this right here? I want to get rid of that. But you can't get rid of that. It's annoying. Anyways. Did you hear that? That bird was like, what the heck? He was upset. So there's ES still kind of ticking down. They're kind of at some support levels though. See, I'm wondering, because yesterday was a pretty good up day, when they do something like that, there is a very much a tendency. Ooh, actually, there it is right there. There's a very much a tendency for them to keep trying to push it further, and so I think there is a decent chance of a buy this morning. I'm not quite sure where it can go to, so I'll just kind of lay off it here. Let's see what happens. What bird? Would you be able to offer up the XML for your NinjaTrader workspace setup for us to download? Yeah, I think I can do that. I have to look here in a bit. I think that you export it from somewhere, right? Tools, export. I don't know where you get it from. Let's save the workspace. Maybe it's just the workspace file as a workspace. You would have to download a couple of indicators too, though. So I would have to include that. They don't really make a very good way for you to be able to share. I'll tell you the indicators I use though is AMA opening range from Lizard Indicators and Sim22's cumulative delta, and then my own spread indicator. You can find all of these on Futures.io. And then my own VWAP bands that I wrote that I don't think I've posted. But maybe I should. And yeah, I don't know. The thing is my workspace is very much set up and tailored to this screen, which kind of has a weird resolution and stuff. I don't know if it would be terribly useful to you or not. But, you can see what I got on there. But, and, the other thing is that I really don't take the trades up based off of what I see on the chart, That's just kind of to remind me what was happening. So, like, the stuff that's on there are just, like, critical levels that I'm supposed to remember. Like, where was the open? Where was the overnight high and low? Where is the VWAP? How far away from the VWAP are we? Are we above or below those levels? And that's basically the gist of everything. And then the volume profile, of course, is a different thing. But, and then these spreads are good. Although I have to say, who is it? Dennis in chat has been charting the spreads with Think or Swim, and that is a way nice way of doing it. I think that the spreads you get over there look nicer than the spread charts that I have. I probably need to change my spread indicator so that it will give you candlesticks. I should look into that. It's probably not that hard to do. Okay, so Treasuries ticked up there. E-mini, maybe a little bit of a probe lower. This has now been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's a possibility of an 11 tick zipper, and that zipper would resolve higher, but it's at an extreme, so we ignore the signal because it doesn't work very well at extremes. Bull or blow off? Thanks. Right now I'm trading the DOM using the no BS method. Well, there you go. I think that's the way to do it. Yeah, so to expand then, if that's the way that you're taking it, I have noticed that the regular session open and the VWAP are very key prices, and whether we are above or below that level is a really good way of determining what the trend is. So you will find, as of late especially, that the regular session open is like at an extreme. Do you see right here? See that yellow dotted line right there? That is the open. So you can see it was just, we probed that down 2 ticks and now we're above it. If it's a trending day, then we'll just keep going back and we'll never look at it again. It would be great if you made a short video one day going over the charts / indicators you have on there so new people can follow along more easily. I wonder, so when I first started, I did make a workspace walkthrough video. I don't remember if I talked about the indicators that I had, and I think I've changed things up a little bit since then. So I could maybe make an updated video of that for sure. There's a lot of, the thing is I have a lot of stuff on here that is stuff that I'm interested in investigating and watching to see if I can find any sort of edge or thought about it, but that, I'm not sure if they're actually that helpful for trading, Like the only thing on here that I'm positive you can really make trades off of is the DOMs themselves. We'll see. Yeah, see the 5-year tick up and the 10-year lighten up a little there at 15. Still acting like maybe they want to go higher. That 2s and 10s is really flattening. That whole thing is kind of a little scary to me. So you're getting the short end of the curve, is flattening and the long end of the curve is steepening. So what would that mean? So if I'm draw a picture here, if this is the short end right now, and it's something like this, then if this is increasing, then this is going like this, and maybe this end is going like this. So that's curve inversion, isn't it? The whole setup in markets, yesterday when I saw that the E-mini did break a new high, because I looked at it, I was like, oh, it looks like that they're pretty close and they'll probably go for it, but maybe it'll take a few days and whatnot. But then we got a really good trend day yesterday in the E-mini, and it closed at a new all-time high. And I felt super positive about that. I was like, oh yeah. Remember in December when everything looked like shit and I was like, hey, it seems to me like a bunch of you guys are shorting because you're Democrats. And that's a bad way. That's a bad way to make a trade. And now we're at new all-time highs. But the Treasury market does not look correct to me. And so it just makes me concerned. And I'm not quite sure what to make of it. Maybe Treasuries will sell here. I mean, they've been pretty tight here. I don't know. Well, 10 minutes to the open. I don't know. We're still at my price. I might want to just take it off for the open because I don't like being in on the open. It gets crazy. But we could do something like if we don't see buying on the open, then we bail and wait. Tesla's spontaneous combustion said to be a result of battery short circuit. Iran's foreign minister says it is in Iran's national security to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. Zarif says if the U.S. wants to enter the Strait of Hormuz, they have to talk to those protecting it, and that is the Iranian Revolutionary Guards. That's where I think it is, right? Yeah. Going up there into the Persian Gulf. Bronx says, well, I think it would be extremely foolish of Iran to, cut it off. But, I mean, you want a war or what? Stickball, are you scalping? Yeah. Although, I don't know if I did take a trade in the E-mini, didn't I? Yes. So I did take a long in the E-mini, but I'm kind of thinking because I don't like being in when equities start. But yes, I am scalping. I'm taking I'm not taking like one tickers, but yeah, I'm taking short action based on order flow. How many ticks? So I'm usually looking for 3 to 6 ticks in the treasuries is what I look for, and in the E-mini, 8 to 16. So I guess what I'm doing in the E-mini is a little bit more than just scalps, but this one I'm practicing for the micro futures. Because I would like to, in the micro futures, like if I get a buy, like let's just say that I bought it today and it like really, really went up, like strong buying. And I said, this could go up, all month. Well, in the micro futures, maybe I just leave it on all month. You know what I'm saying? But in treasuries, like the average standard range is 4 ticks. So if it's really range bound and slow, maybe we take 3 ticks. I would prefer 4 to 6. 6 is a decent trade. Every once in a while, I'll catch 8. There's been some that I have caught like 16.24 before, but did you sign up for the See Me Micro Futures webinar? So not yet, but I'm definitely going to this afternoon, or when I'm done, when I get to work, because I want to do it at work so that I have it in my work calendar to remind me. But you're talking about the Futures Trader 71's webinar on Futures.io, yeah? Oh no, there's one from the CME group as well. Let's see, let's click the link. Dave Lerman for an hour-long introduction to the Micro E-mini Equity Index Futures at 8 a.m. CMT on May 2nd. Dave will talk about compelling reasons, contract specifications, micro futures versus ETFs and why you should choose micros, and much, much more. Yeah, I might watch that one. I'm really interested to see what Futures Trader 71 is going to say about it. But yeah, I'm excited for them. We have a little video on the channel about how excited I am. So, well, that was a little bit of a buy there. Sometimes you see a bit of movement going into the open in that 5 minutes. And if we get that kind of buying, that would be really great. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. The treasuries here at 14.5 are offering more than they were before. So it's a little bit heavier now. And there has been a little bit of selling in the 5-year as well. Maybe they decide to drop through here. We'll see what happens. Maybe my order gets triggered here. Another DXY squeeze at this rate. Banks will soon turn bullish on the dollar short then. So I'm wondering, because when I look at I can't see the dollar index, and I look at the 6J and the other currencies to see where we're going, but I don't see a ton of movement in the currencies yet. So I'm not sure. Oh, I have a lot of people watching this morning. Thank you guys for tuning in. That probably means that this trade in the E-mini is just going to turn out to be a complete fucking disaster. Okay. Well, that's looking okay. Either that or somebody shared a link, or maybe it was the I did make a post yesterday, but I don't think that would attract people. Maybe it's just luck of the draw. Okay, so there was a little bit of an impulse there. Yeah, maybe they are here because of the review on the No BS thread. That's what I was thinking, but I was like, I don't think that would really bring in that many new people. But we'll see. What is your account size? Yeah, so I'm like 1,400 is what's in my account right now. Today I'm not trading my live account. So I only trade my live account when I'm like really sure that the action is good for me. And this time of year tends not to be very good for me. So, kind of been holding off. Okay, so there was a strong buy there, and they kind of sold it back down. Equities haven't opened yet, but let's. I think we got everything set up okay. I think I can just kind of be patient here, even though it makes me a little nervous. You could trade ZN with that. Yeah, it only requires 500 margin to trade ZN, right? Yeah. I mean, to hold it overnight, I think you need 2,500, but the day trading margin for it is only $500. And you're looking at like if I take 3 ticks, it's like 50, we'll round it and everything to be generous, right? It's like $50. So, if you're smart, you can make that last a while. Now that said, if I have a bad month, I can lose 500 in a month. So really, to keep everything the way that you should do, you probably want $5,000. But initial margin is 1265 and day trade margin is 316. What's your broker? So I'm using AMP futures. And maybe it's changed. I don't look at it very often. Okay, so here's the open. Little bit of a disagreement on that open. I think there wasn't a clear impulse. Well, now it does look like that it did resolve down. So yeah, I don't know if this one's gonna work out. Generic is my broker. Generictrade.com. I'll have to check them out. I haven't heard of them before. Not bad. 500 a month is the price you pay to get better. Right. Well, with Jigsaw's simulator is really good. So I would say to people, if you're still learning, there's nothing wrong with just trading it on sim. Sim trades give me plenty of anxiety, so. Okay, so there was a sell there. It's not, it wasn't a huge one, and it's not following through yet. And now we're seeing that the buyers are pushing back. It looks like the buyers might actually bury them. So then we can have a bit of a delta divergence here, potentially. What are the cheaper alternatives to Jigsaw? I'm on Sierra. Well, Sierra is the cheaper alternative for sure. If you're, I think most tools now have something comparable. I think that Jigsaw really has the best DOM. And since I'm primarily interested in the DOM, that's why I bought it. But Sierra, you can set Sierra up to have similar columns and everything like that. So you can totally do it with Sierra, and I know that a lot of people in our Discord are using that. And some of these other platforms. So like NinjaTrader has an absolutely terrible DOM. It's just a terrible DOM. But they have order flow indicators on their charts, so you can still make the same trades, essentially. Just trade on the chart, I guess. I don't know anybody that's doing that in Treasuries, but it's possible. Well, I know people that are trading off of the charts, but not kind of the way that we are, not scalping like this. Okay, Well, the sellers were able to push it back down to the low there pretty easily. So I'm gonna guess that that's curtains for us. You can get add-on indicators for Sierra, sure. Yep, there you go. Okay. I heard with Rhythmic you can get more than 20 levels on DOMs. Yeah, we're doing what? 32. Yeah, we can see 32 levels right now, and I use Rhythmic. So, well, the E-mini has moved down. The Treasuries have been in this range for a long time now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think the longest one I've ever seen was 20. Lewis already. I use TradingView with AMP futures. I trade off the chart easily. Oh yes, because if you do, if you set up with AMP futures and you set your data as CQG, then you can run it through TradingView, which I kind of wish I could do, but I'm happy with Rhythmic, so I think I'll just keep it. But if I had, if I had CQG, then maybe I could go and maybe I could see the live data at work. That would be really cool. See, that moved down, and now they're like, hey, Seth, now that we stopped you out, don't you want to go long? But this hasn't been like an incredibly strong open. So I don't really know what it's going to do. So I think it's better for me to hold off and not trade it. TradingView shit. Well, TradingView is like the only thing that I can see at work. So the firewall blocks everything else. But for the free web-based charts, they're the best in terms of web-based charts, at least. So see, I want to be long. It upsets me, but it's okay. I took my buy. It went down further than I thought it would. That means I was wrong. And this is just how I get tempted into trading it like a ton of times in crowded action where I don't really have an edge. So it's okay. It's full of Indians asking to buy or sell with broken English. Hello, sir. Please tell me if good item time to buy, please. Yeah. I haven't gotten that too much like in chat, but every once in a while. Every once in a while you'll run into somebody that clearly wants to just find somebody that they think is good and just have that person tell them when to buy or sell. Which is like an incredibly bad idea. So they're starting to trade a little bit more in ES. Buyers do seem to be winning out. I suppose I could do something if they do actually break highs. But if they do actually break highs, I wonder if this is going to break into treasuries. Trading technology really has the best on their order routing is top-notch. Sierra is adopting trading technologies order routing with their new data service, though. Ooh. Well, there you go. All right, fine. It's not going. That's interesting. All right. I wish I could afford it. Yeah. The trading technologies is nice. I don't know if I would say they have the best on, but I've never used it, so I can't really speak to that. I really like the Jigsaw DOM though. And the thing I would say about Jigsaw, if you're looking to actually, if you are looking to actually spend a little bit of money, and you're thinking maybe Jigsaw, the reason I would go with Jigsaw is that Jigsaw is the one that's really innovating in this space, I think. So they're always putting in new things into the platform that I think are really useful. So that's why I think it's worth it to stick with Jigsaw. Like their Vista chart is pretty good. There are some things that the bookmap um, chart has that are a little cooler and more useful if you're trading on equity indexes, but um, there are some things like these histograms, for instance, that Jigsaw has that I think are really useful that no other platform has, for instance. And my understanding is, because I've given some suggestions like, hey, it'd be nice to have VWAP on the Vista, things like that, and Peter said that they had a list and that was already on the list, and that the programming team was, looking at those things and prioritizing them. So it sounds like that they will continue to add those things. They're trying to make it so that you can like just completely separate yourself from having to have a chart platform. See, that's no good, guys. So when you break the high like that, it just takes off. And it really didn't that time, did it? Seth, you should save up enough money to be able to go live without working for a few years and then join a prop firm and see how it goes. If you've been trading for a few years and it's much easier to get in. Is it $1,000 a month? The trading technology platform, if you take the pro one, is a couple $100 a month, but I don't remember exactly. We need Patrick. Where's Patrick? He could tell you. Yeah, the thing is that the time frame that I like to trade, just these first 2 hours really of the Treasury section. After that, I found that it's not really good trading, although there is that like until the European London close. I wish I could do, but so I'm totally okay just working my day job and trading this as a hobby and just building my account up that way. I don't really feel like the prop firm really gives me something. And, that would be a really big risk for me. And the way that it is right now, I can relax. I can be relaxed about it. And if I lose some money, it's okay. It would just, you can pay in a little bit more and just go a little bit at a time. Mm-mm-mm. See, the buyers have it, but they're not pushing it up. And the treasuries continue to push up at the highs of the day. What's with that? I don't understand what is causing so much buying in treasuries still. And seeing them, yeah, see, we need to just stop and yes. for a while. Seeing this here, the stack at 14.5 is an indication that they could go for more. In fact, I could probably put that there like that and see if they give us anything. Depends on what you want. The lower tiered version is $50 per month with a $1,000 cap. Yeah. Thought it would be a good idea because you can get that free mentoring and education if you work at a firm that trades futures. You don't take on any losses when trading a firm's account. Yeah. I mean, if I lived in Chicago, then one of the problems has been like, doesn't seem like there's very many prop firms out there anymore. Psst. Is what it is. Look at that. They're just really pressuring it up there. Well, the first 15 minutes of equities has been pretty uneventful. I'm not quite sure what to make of that. They're still buying it. You notice that they're buying it in cumulative delta, but price is not cooperating with them. Or maybe if you got a good track record, you can trade a firm's account remotely for the first 2 hours and go to work. Yeah, maybe. You know, if I had an opportunity to do that, then I would totally do it. But, you know, I kind of feel like, okay, there we just got triggered. Hold on. Yeah. Nope, I guess they're not going to fill me. So ES really started to fall apart, and they did clear 16. But then now since then, it's just been sitting here. Ace, Seth, and I are going to open a hedge fund. Anyone want to invest? There you go. Of course, it's trading higher after holding my exit price. Right. Well, I just missed a good short there. If I had gotten the price that I wanted, I would have gotten 8 ticks off of it. So now I'm going to wait. Give it a go. You have a YouTube channel. They can see who you are. Check out the trade. So it would be even easier to trade remotely. Yeah. Here's the thing where I'm at right now is that, okay, there we go. That was good. I liked that. I can have really, really good runs in like the beginning of the year time period for whatever reason is like really, really good for me. Around this time of year last year in April, I did terrible. And I mean, it was terrible. All right. And, so for me, if I was like, okay, would somebody want to fund me? Well, I'm just thinking when I fund myself, well, beyond, the little bit, but would I give myself like $1 million and let myself swing big? No, I don't think so. Definitely not during the summer, at least. You know what I mean? Okay. So that action that I just saw there actually was a little much. I liked what happened, but I think we got to be cautious because there was definitely some sort of a stop run there. And it's going to be real close on if we get the fill. Nope, they're not going to give it to me. Oh, hey. Nope. Not, I don't know. It's not quite doing what I expected there in the yes. It's thick on both sides now. 3x3 in the 10-year. Okay, that was kind of more what I wanted to see. They're not going to fill me here, are they? That's going to be crazy if I 231 in line and I don't get filled on that. Or if I do get filled and they pull, then I'll be pissed. That would be the typical thing that would happen. Having a journal like that can help you find out what's wrong. I'm not sure what edge wonks is, but I check out the journalytics stats from Jigsaw, all the time. So that's where I go. So I feel like I have a pretty good idea of where I went wrong. There's a seasonality problem for sure. And I think that in some cases I take too many trades. So, it's kind of been an issue of knowing when there's an edge and when there's not. There you go. I'm not quite ready to do it yet, huh? They did break the overnight low, though. So where are we looking at now? There could be single prints all the way down to, say, 29.24. So if the mini decides to go, oh, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. See, finally get filled, it goes right through me. And now my mini trade is underwater too. Yeah, figure out what you're really good at and focus on improving those strengths. And well, I tell you what, I'm good when it's trending. Today is kind of a weird one because it looks like a trending market, but like most of the trending market happened before we came in. You know what I mean? Love you, Seth. Oh, thanks. Um, I tend to do well in trends, and that's why this where the seasonality comes into it. For whatever reason, there is a lot more speculation around interest rates at the beginning of the year. So like from December till March, and then after that, it's a lot less, and there's a lot less trending action in treasuries after that. And so I believe that that's why I don't do as well. Now, so far in April, it's been okay. And given where markets are, it may continue to do this. We might see some weird trading in the summer, Like maybe there's maybe we make a new all-time high because we've had a closing high but not an all-time high. So let's say we make a new all-time high in either this week or in May, and then maybe over the summer it comes down. Do you look at the COT reports much? I do check it, but maybe like once a week. And yes, that's one of the things that I look at is the number of positions increasing or decreasing. More people involved means more opportunity for me. So I like how my 16 is looking. My ES is not quite cooperating yet. Okay. But the 5-year continues to just press up. We may be getting that both of these instruments go up thing again. Now they stacked 5K on at 16.5. It's awfully thick. I probably shouldn't be trying to watch these at the same time. So I'm gonna look for an opportunity to take one of these off. Yeah. If the E-mini just buys up and takes out our stop, that would be a great opportunity, huh? It's funny that we tried the short and we couldn't get it to work. Or no, or were we trying long? We tried the long and it didn't work, and then we tried the continuation on the short and that's not working either. Hmm. I still see some buying volume in the treasuries. Interesting. You see how much is traded into 13 in the 2-year? Well, I'm not so great at the E-mini. I still needs work on that. I mean, overall, it's been working, but that was like this is gonna be like 3 now. Seems like when it starts chopping around, it just doesn't work for me at all. Okay, 16 is had a bit traded into it, and it's only holding 33 on it now. right there. So there's enough volume trading at 29.34 that I'm sitting here like, okay, my stop is like right at where I would maybe be taking a potential short entry. That's never a good sign, right? Yeah. Treasury yields are tumbling. Well, so that's it for the E-mini today. That one's not working out for us. If I get like a really really clear signal of some sort, I don't know. That looks to me like you could take it short, but whatever. Seems like sometimes I'll really screw it up in the E-mini, but I've been pretty consistent on the Treasury side, so that's good. Anyways, um, so back to what we were talking about before, though. You know, I think the possibility of doing prop firms and everything is really interesting. But like the advantage of the prop firm is you can make more money and you can make a living off of it and you can trade the firm's money. And I just I don't feel that that's really necessary anymore. And especially now that they're putting out micro equity indexes, if I can actually get good at the E-mini, and I think it's going to take a long time. I mean, I feel like I'm okay at treasuries and I still struggle in treasuries, but I'm definitely a lot better than I was. And it's taken me like over 3 years to get to where I'm at in treasuries, right? So it's probably going to take a really, really long time to figure it out in equities too. But I can trade micro futures and all of that, and I'm doing pretty well right now. And as long as there's not like my workplace goes kaput or there's like some really crazy depression of some sort that just screws over everybody, I think I'm in a pretty good spot, and I'm not really egging to make big changes. Hmm. So they ticked up there at 16 and a half, and it was looking okay, but it didn't really go, you know? It kind of seemed like that uptick didn't really matter. Okay, so they tick up and they're putting 2,500 on it. The E-mini is definitely showing you a potential short there. Well, we said that we're not going to take any more, so we're not going to take any more. But let's just watch 29.34 there. See which way it goes and see if we're right this time. Fourth time's a charm, folks. These somebody sent me a website for COT data. Now, when I look at the COT data, I just get on the CME group website. There's probably better ways to look at it, but I just look at the CME website. And I'm kind of more interested in like, has the number of positions increased or decreased? Because I know, like think of it this way: the we say that futures is a zero sum game, but really it's not, because a lot of those people are hedging and stuff, and they aren't really making a directional call in the market. They don't really know which way it's going. They're just hedging themselves. They're saying, I don't want to make or lose money off of this particular thing moving. And so that is kind of money that's coming into the market that all of the market makers get to split up. And so really what it is it's, there's a certain pie that's put in there by the hedgers and the institutions and everything. And all of the scalpers get a little piece of that pie. Well, if there's more people coming into the market hedging and whatnot, then that means that there's a bigger pie available for the rest of us, right? So when I see that the COT report, is showing that more people are taking positions, then what I should be seeing is that I'm doing a little bit better and that we're getting slightly more trending action. So that's kind of the way that I look at the COT report. And you'll notice if you look at them that generally speaking during the summer tends to go down. We'll see if it does that this summer. I don't know. The place that the market is at right now here in May, I mean, are we going to have a summer rally or something? I don't know. I think it's more likely that we're going to have a, new all-time high and a new intraday all-time high. And then maybe we pull back and consolidate for a little bit, and then we can see where we're at the later end of the year. I could be totally wrong about that, though. Oh, I totally forgot about the Bank of Canada report. What was it? Well, they're trading into 17.5 now. Quite a bit of data there. Okay, so they left the interest rate change unchanged. Didn't they say anything? Bank of Canada abandons bias for higher interest rates. So that would help us move up a little bit. Okay. So here we are. Now there was a big order at 18 and it looks like it's not there anymore. Now it's at 9. Now I'm seeing targets at 19. So I said 29.34, right? So let's put like a little X or like a little S there so we can remember. I think I'm going to take it off here because I want to get out by 8:30. And maybe we'll have a little chat. Uzi says, at least I got my 2 ticks back. Good. Oh, did you lose 2? Did you take it along there with, what was it? Oh, that's right, Lucas. Yeah, it didn't. I think that's what happened earlier, huh? I know, I should feel good about taking that trade and everything and the treasuries and like the treasuries is what really matters, but I am starting to get more attached to my e-mini trades and I'm mad that treasury trade didn't work out. Wow, they're selling through some big bids now too. Can we get some buy orders here, folks? Gonna force me to sell into 17. Oh, good. Okay. Maybe they actually take the 18 now. Might be a bit early, but we pull this back. See that? So we lost on the 3 e-mini trades. But we made on 1 e-mini trade yesterday, and that was the only trade that we took. So they just kind of cancel each other out, right? And I think if we look at the week, I think we're profitable on the week, aren't we? Might not be a profitable. Oh, no. Yeah, see, we're profitable on the week. But mostly because of this. Well, I don't know. The E-mini trades basically cancel each other out, and all of the profit is coming from treasuries. Whatever. If you only show treasuries, though, where is that? Oh, I don't have that filter set up. Let's add that filter. I forget how to do it. We go. Filter editor. Instrument name begins with ZN. There we go. Cool. So when we look at treasuries this week, pretty nice. Actually, let's look at all of April. This might not be as good. I've had some rough spots. It's not showing me everything. What's with that? I know I've taken more trades than that in April. Heidi says, I look at the chart this morning and decide to sit out today. Too crazy. You know what, Heidi? That's not a bad idea. I feel like, I mean, I took it because I saw it was saying to buy it there. And it was like the break of the high and everything, and then it was holding, and I was like, okay, you can hold it, but it's crazy, isn't it? Like, honestly, think about it, guys. The S&P 500 is hitting a new all-time high. Well, a closing all-time high, not intraday high, but closing all-time high. And all of the central banks are thinking about cutting. That's a little crazy. Okay, well, I'm going to post my Patreon notes here. Where did the mini get to? Okay, so I hear kids, so that's good. Does look like that Bitcoin came back down below that price, so that's makes me feel a little bit better about what's going on over there. Gonna have to do some hair. I hate this hair thing. I don't know how to do hair. I can comb hair, that's about it. But then it's like I'm never happy with what comes off. Well, I'm never happy with the result of this getting the kids ready combing hair thing. Okay, let's calculate that. I'll have to take a look at that COT report that somebody sent me. Okay. There we go. I've not gotten a new measure for about 4 days. It's kind of annoying. They're updating it less and less. But I think that's because you're getting so few transactions on the blockchain. So let's take a look at Bitcoin here. When are we seeing Verge? I don't see anything too interested in that. Well, except for Vertcoin. Vertcoin looks a little overbought for some reason. Vertcoin, I think in the next bull run might be one to watch, because it seems like that the people that want to mine seem to be coalescing around that. Okay. Yeah, so this sell in the Bitcoin, I think, could turn into a little bit more. So I know yesterday, one of our longer time friends came in and was asking about it, and he was like, well, I just sold half, and it looks like he's catching the top, man. Uzi, I mentioned earlier the big pit in the monthly profile at 147.10. I figure it'd make a good target. Oh, I gotcha. Well, I took 17.5. Maybe you could buy 17 again. But look at how thick it is. Ooh, it's so thick. Very thick. This maybe could stop it. May actually be some kind of a reversal or like distribution here, because it's so thick. I don't know. Okay, typing. Where are we at? Okay, there we go. We're all set. So the notes are up on the Patreon. So yeah, a couple more people watching today. I am absolutely terrible at the E-mini. I'm still just kind of okay at Treasuries. But I appreciate you guys stepping in. I'm not amazing. Sometimes I'm absolutely terrible. So, it is what it is. But I appreciate you guys coming in and watching anyways, because this isn't to be like, oh, I'm so great, you should come and follow my trades. It's like to create a community, and there's a lot of new people chatting today, and I really like chatting with you guys, and I'm sure that the regulars here appreciate it as well. So thank you guys for stopping by. As always, check out the Patreon link. Even if you're not contributing, you can see the posts from a week ago. and you might still find that interesting. So you should definitely check out the Patreon. And if you like this channel, or if you find the indicator useful, then subscribe. It would be great. And always like the video. Liking the video really helps us. And yeah, well, hopefully we can work out a little bit better on the E-mini. I think the thing that I learned today in the E-mini is that when it's a slow start, I don't want to be taking like 3 losing trades. It's like I should have just stayed out at the open, and that could have saved me a lot of grief. So I think that's what I learned today. All right, and yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow. And in the meantime, stay profitable, friends.